Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Last week, I made a video about how many believe that we have 5 years to save and prepare for retirement because the world is going to change. The economic world is going to change by 2030. The landscape will look a lot different than now. The economic system might work different due to AI and robotics. The advances are happening so fast. I made a video about DeepSeek, and in the morning download newsletter, just this morning, we did a whole article, a deep dive into DeepSeek and the implications and the advances that are happening. And now I want to share with you some news that has come out about job loss. If you are preparing for retirement or in retirement and work on the side, then this could have implications for you. What jobs are expected to be lost? And how do you prepare for a future where AI and robotics are advancing so fast that the job you have, a job maybe you're in school for, may not be there anymore? So let's dig into it and read some of this together. So according to a survey that just came out that was published by the WEF, leaving aside who they are, but the survey said that nearly half of bosses worldwide have plans to fire and replace you with AI in the next 5 years. And in my businesses, I have seen this already. People that I work with have been telling me, particularly writers, that say that they are getting less and less jobs, less work, because people are using AI instead. I have a couple of friends that work in media and film that are saying the same thing, that their jobs could be on the chopping block, and clients are needing them less and less because of all of the AI generation. So the WF, according to the survey, just said that nearly half of bosses plan to replace workers with AI. So what does that mean? Let's dig into this a little bit. They have a list of the fastest growing jobs because of AI. I know that's a little bit hard to see, and the slowest, the declining jobs. So of course, the fastest growing jobs are all of the ones related to computers and data, like data scientists, fintech engineers, AI and machine learning specialists, software and application developers, security management specialists, which I don't think is the security guard at your local mall. It's security, online security, data warehousing, autonomous and electric vehicle specialist. Do you notice any kind of pattern here? These are all computer related jobs, the fastest growing jobs, till we get down to number 9, light truck and delivery service drivers, which that is also being automated. So I don't know if I agree with that one, with all of the Tesla's robo-taxis and Waymo and the Chinese manufacturers coming out with automated driving. Then number 10, Internet of Things, data analysts, environmental engineers. So the fastest growing jobs are engineers and computers and computer engineering put together, anything to do with technology. The declining jobs, if this is you, look out. I don't want this to be depressing. I'm sharing this so we can all be aware of where the future is going, and quite quickly. Postal service, bank tellers, data entry, cashiers, executive secretaries, trade workers, accounting, bookkeeping, and payroll clerks. 5 years ago, when we talked about AI, we thought it was going to be the blue collar workers that were going to be replaced first, but it's actually the opposite. It's the white collar workers. It's we thought that accounting, bookkeeping, and payroll, even attorneys were safe. Legal officials, that's 13 and 14, that those were all going to be safe, but they're the ones that are being replaced. Surprisingly. Let's scroll down. Telemarketers. Okay, we're not sad about that. So those are the projected jobs that are going to be going away and replaced by the computer nerds are going to be taking over instead. So let's see what is happening. Let's look into AI and AGI. As the AIs progress, they're getting smarter and smarter. You can see here, let me get rid of myself. You can see here that in the last 5 years, how quickly this is escalating, and it's just going parabolic, the advances that are happening. This is the arc AGI score, and what that means is it's a test to determine how adaptive or how well an AI model can reason. So the reasoning is getting better and better. And you can see here that OpenAI's score, they scored 87% on the ARC-1 test, and a new test came out and they scored 30%. So the test is said to be a lot harder. ARC-2 is said to be a lot harder than ARC-1. So it did really well on the reasoning in ARC-1, and then ARC-2 came out, didn't do so well because it was trained on ARC-1. So there's still some work to be done. That's the glimmer of hope if your job is going to be replaced, is that it's still progressing, but it's not quite there yet. In fact, just this morning, I was asking some questions to the AI, and it just gave me a nonsense answer, which I think has happened to a lot of us. We can tell that it's not quite there yet, but you can see from this graph that it is getting there very, very quickly. Now, let's look at this test. There's an AI scientist very well known in Alan Thompson, and last year, you can see I found this post on Reddit that was all about how the AGI countdown score, the 100%, meaning that computers have reached AGI, which is artificial general intelligence, which means they are smarter than a human, that they can reason, they can be creative, they can do math, they can basically perform at a PhD level. And there are different definitions of what AGI means, but we won't get into that today. So last year they said it had gone from 66 to 70%. And then if you go to their live site, you can see that now it's at 88%, the AGI score. It's in the green because these models are now scoring on a PhD level. And the level, the countdown clock is reaching 100%. So what does this mean for us? Does this mean we freak out? No, I think a lot of good can come from the AI models, and a lot of productivity will come from that. If you look at what really composes GDP, a GDP of a country, it's productivity times the number of hours worked. So when you have a lot of people working, a growing population that is getting more and more efficient, then GDP rises. And that growing population doesn't necessarily have to be humans. They can be robotics, they can be AIs. And the efficiencies can come from those same AIs. So that could be a great boon to productivity and to GDP, which could be great for all of us and could increase the wealth of the country through adding that productivity, using that metric that economists use, which is productivity times hours worked. And there are others that kind of get to the same thing. But the more people are working, the more AIs are working, the more AI agents are working, and the more efficient they are, that will boost productivity. Elon Musk, who of course owns through xAI the largest AI cluster in the world, has said there's an 80% chance that this is all going to be great. It's going to work out well for us. It's going to increase our lives, increase abundance. And there's a 20% chance that it won't work out so well. So take that how you will. Is that optimistic? Is that pessimistic? What do you think? Do you think this is good? The pace that we're advancing at, and how quickly things are changing, how quickly the job environment is changing. Are you seeing this with your job where you work, if you do work? And what do you think the future holds? So sharing this data, I wanted to help us all be prepared for the changes that are happening now, and how it may affect our retirements, how it may affect our financial planning, and whether or not some of these stocks to invest in are good or not. We've seen that just in the last week, several companies have announced that they're going to be investing billions of dollars, massive amounts of dollars into AGI, or into AI, to reach AGI. Aside from the project that was announced a couple of weeks ago, the $500 billion announced by the partnerships between Oracle and SoftBank and OpenAI, they're going to invest $500 billion. Then Amazon came out just on Friday and said that they are going to invest $80 billion into data centers and AI. Google came out last week as well and said that they're investing $75 billion. So the big tech companies all together are announced last week during their earnings calls that they're going to be spending just in 2025 $300 billion on AI development and chatbots. So they have seen the return on investment, which has been slow the last couple of years, but it's an AI race. It's an AI arms race between the tech giants, between China and the U.S., and it's getting interesting. So when they're spending that kind of money, one, what does that mean for the country, for you and I, like we just discussed? But what investments are out there? What companies are going to reap the biggest reward that we can buy stock in their companies? So we're following this very closely at Morning Download. So if you want to get up to date on what's happening every day in the market and what companies might be good to invest in to take advantage of the AI developments, then go to morningdownload.com and subscribe for free. You'll get the daily newsletter that's free, and then twice a week we publish a tech newsletter that covers more in depth what's happening in tech and AI. If you found this helpful, then please like this video and subscribe to the channel, because I've got more coming, and we'll share more of this data. And if you're trying to save more money and plan for the future, then consider watching this other video that I made about saving and investing. Thanks for watching.